Here's a mindful man reading a little bit of Ghost School. Hope you enjoy it. Thank God that's over, said James dramatically. But what do we do now? Said Tom. I don't know, James replied wearily. We'll have to tell someone, said Lucy. Yes, but who? Implored Anne. Tom took control as usual. Come to our quarters and we'll discuss it, he said manfully. Not tonight, they said, as they were all exhausted and pretty shook up. They all fell asleep instantly, but they were all troubled by frightening dreams, which was not surprising after all that had happened to them. The next day they met for coffee, all looking weary, teary-eyed and stressed. Did that just happen? Asked Lucy. Yeah, unfortunately, said Anna. I don't know who we can tell, said James dramatically. You never know who they may all be in on it. Just then the last person they wanted to see came sauntering into the canteen, with a cup of steaming coffee and a hard look on his face. Oh my God, said Tom under his breath, it's him. Don't turn around. They were lucky that they had changed their dirty pumps for clean shoes. He sat on his own looking smart and smug in his shiny black suit, and the only disconcerting thing about him was the tired, angry frown on his face. They watched him as he surreptitiously scanned the room. He was obviously looking for suspects. Maybe he heard us when he dropped the gun, said Lucy. That's possible, said Tom. We'll have to be careful, he added. We could tell a teacher, but what's the procedure in this place? There's no police, no courts, no prisons to hold the guilty. This place is like a prison, said James, and one we can't get out of. Who can we complain to when the villain of the piece is the one who's in charge? I don't think life would be this stressful being dead, Tom said with a gallows grin. Be quiet, said Anne. The head wandered over to them, and he really did look like a lumbering bear. They tried their best not to look frightened, but it wasn't easy. Hell, he said. Hi, he said. How are things? Great, they piped up, smiling. His big brown eyes scanned theirs, and they looked at their footwear, looking for signs of mud after their nightly escapade. He looked disappointed. He asked them how they were settling in, and about how they were finding their lessons, but his voice was robotic. And then he played an ace. If you need a place to relax, there are lots of lovely walks around the grounds, and a beautiful run-down cottage that's worth a look, he said. Cool, said Tom. We may check it out one day. The lessons can be a bit stressful. That's true, said James. Is it far away? He asked casually. Not really, about a mile, the head answered, and he looked each one in the eyes to see if they blinked, but no one did. He was definitely on to them. Hope you enjoyed this chapter. Please sub me.